mean, I dreamed of being a pop singer since I was 4. I mean, I'm sure, lots of people dream of things like that when they're little, and I would sing to anyone or anything that wouldn't leave the room, my dog or stuffed animals. But then when I was about 5 years old, I was sitting in the car with my dad. We were in our Chevy Impala convertible, and he had painted. I saw him painting all the time, but then he stopped, and I said to him, "How come you stopped painting?" And he said, "Well, you can't do your art as your career." And that was the moment where I said to myself, "You can't do your art as your career." It wasn't so much that he said it, because, he said lots of things that I didn't listen to in my life, but I
Right.
said right in that moment. And that became the truth for me. And I gave up on that dream. I was like, all right, I'm not going to do that as a career, because I certainly didn't want to be a starving artist. I didn't even know what that was at 5. But as I got older, I could see the starving artists around me and gather evidence for that you don't do your art as your career. And then I was in a transformative workshop when I was in my very early 20s. And all of a sudden, it occurred to me that maybe that wasn't the truth. Like, maybe that was a decision I made in the infinite wisdom of 5
Mm.
that became a lid on what was possible for me. Because if I looked from another perspective, there's plenty of people who make a living at their art. So it's not like you can't. It's not like nobody does. I mean, there are people that do it, but I was living like you can't do your art as your career. So that loosened the reality of it for me.
Mhm.
And within 3 weeks, I got a record deal. Literally just
Wow.
from disappearing that limiting belief and taking the actions consistent with being a singer. And that's how that happened. So that was magic, right? And that's when I got on a mission to empower other people to fulfill their dreams and to develop themselves to be unmessable with. And when I say unmessable with, I don't mean like tough or not feeling your feelings or anything like that. It's just about being able to stay focused on what you really want. What is your vision? And not get hooked by those limiting beliefs, by what people say to you, by circumstances that might come up that might not be desirable, by really anything that life is throwing at you. Being able to stay centered in your dream and your vision and take actions from that space of creation versus the space of reacting.